Hi, this is Igloo Dunbar, and today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite new devices in Ableton Live 11 called Tree Tone. First, what we're going to do is make sure we know where to get Tree Tone. Tree Tone can be found either in Max for Live, under Max Instruments, all the way down here in Tree Tone, or under Packs, right down here, Inspired by Nature by Dylan Bastian, Instruments, Tree Tone. Now let's double click Tree Tone to add it to our MIDI clip. It should be noted in Ableton Live, there's only two kinds of clips. There's MIDI clip and audio clips. Tree Tone works in the MIDI realm, although as we'll see, you don't even have to use MIDI. So let's get rid of audio clip by selecting it and hitting delete. Now double click Tree Tone and we'll add it to the clip. Now, in order to hear Tree Tone, we must first come up here to the transport, Ableton's transport, and click play. Now, the interesting thing about Tree Tone is that you don't even have to have a MIDI clip playing. It will just play by itself. Now, down here with noise, we're going to turn noise off. And notice nothing's playing. We've got our noise oscillator and we've got our rain oscillator. Let's turn up rain a little bit. We can now bring in a little bit of noise. This noise gives us a little bit of a nice sound bed. Truthfully, it's my favorite part of Tree Tone. Now, before I crank up noise, take a look at these little branches down here and how they're wiggling. It's as if there are resonator devices attached to the different structures of the tree, to the, branches. Now, we have different trees. And you'll hear this a little bit more, the differences, after we turn up the noise oscillator, which gives us a really nice sound bed. I'm going to turn rain down a little bit. Now, let's see what another tree can do for us. Clicking down here in this tree algorithm, let's go with the smaller tree. Try another. And then let's try this big, thick tree. This is my favorite tree. Now let's get rid of the rain, because I really just like these amorphous sound beds. And what we can do is we can put this to a scale by selecting the scale button. We can shift the tonic. Maybe let's go with minor. Let's turn up the decay a little bit. Let's add a little bit of wind. Seems to sort of dampen things as if we're getting the opposite of wind, but nevertheless allows us to sculpt our mix. Now let's take a look at this algorithm mix. I believe it sort of goes between the rain and the noise, how prevalent. Now if we turn up or down tuning, we can change the tonal characteristics. I sort of like the deeper sound beds. We can also play with this filter cutoff. darken the sound. Now what's interesting is there are modulation parameters by clicking this button here. We've got LFOs that we can apply to various parameters. Why don't we adjust this tuning with one of these LFOs? Let's go click on routing. And under LFO1 destination, let's try tuning. And let's turn it up a little bit and see what it does to our sound. Let's turn down this rate a little bit so we get a more subtle effect. We can also try to change our filter cutoff here with the LFO as well. You can see how it's getting brighter and darker. Now this is very nice. Why don't we arm this track so we can record? So let's arm it. Actually, I have a better way to do this. Let's push Command-T for an audio track. Let's open up our input-output, either down here or Command-Option-I on a Mac. Make sure resampling is selected. Make sure it is record enabled. And let's click record. And let's print this to audio. Double click, we can see this wonderful audio that we're recording. Let's get about 8 bars. I'm really liking what this modulation from the LFO is doing to our tree tone device. It is very pleasurable. Let's stop this. And let's thank Tree Tone for being wonderful. And let's delete. Okay, so here's something that I like to do. This is sort of a nice little trick. Well, first of all, we now have an audio channel. This is the audio that we printed out. Now let's play back. Let's launch this clip. Now you want to make sure loop is enabled so it will loop. And what I want to do is I want to push Command-D to duplicate this track. And in our duplicated, I'm going to call this low. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we have warped engaged and that we have repitch. Repitch is my favorite of the algorithms, and you'll see why now. So let's play this second clip back. It's going to sound identical to the first. Now watch what happens when I come down here. Right now we're in 88 BPM. I'm going to double this and listen to what happens. We just doubled it and it's gone lower. Ooh, does that sound nice? Now let's play both of them together for extra sound bed amazingness. And we can go over here to launch the full scene. And there you have it. Just some of the things that you can do with Tree Tone. You can also play with these mixer values. This is just the first. Now, bring in the deeper. You have a whole lot of fun. Why don't we go ahead and get extra crazy, because I still feel like talking and playing with Ableton Live. Let's go to the master channel and let's go to delay. Let's drop a delay on here. I'm going to switch it to ping pong. I'm going to bring the filter cutoff down so we're not delaying any unnecessary lows or highs. And let's crank this feedback up. Maybe move the tri-wet down a little bit. Go into mono, so it's not reverberating the bass frequencies. Let's turn up the decay on the dark hall algorithm. And let's choose this to parallel, so both the convolution reverb and the algorithmic reverb are both treating